did you guys hear that? I know this isn't a sports podcast, but it can be whatever we want. That the Phoenix or Arizona Coyotes are moving to Utah.
Yes.
Utah. Full circle of our pre-show conversation, but yeah, Utah is going to have a hockey team. I'm sure the Jazz does well, right?
So
Attendance-wise.
that was the comments that I've seen from people in Utah. They're like, thank God, at least we actually have fucking Coyotes here. There's no Jazz in Utah.
I was wondering how that name came about.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was because they started it in New Orleans and they just went to Utah and they didn't change the name.
That
I
makes
could see that.
sense.
Yeah, I could see that. The Jazz do rank 14th in the league for attendance, so I probably would have looked maybe if it was me for like a top 5 place to maybe move another sports place, but I don't know. Maybe Utah. Let's see, top 10 NBA attendance in 2024. I would
They
have
were,
never thought in a million years, if anybody has this on their bingo cards, that I would ever Google this.
Apparently, there was rumors of Kansas City getting the Coyotes. I guess they were in the rumor mill, but there's also rumors of the Chiefs and the Royals possibly leaving Kansas City as well. So
Yeah, that'd be well. They got to get rid of 2 to get one in. Top attendance in 2024: Chicago Bulls, which I already got Chicago. Dallas, already got Dallas. Philadelphia, already got one of those. Miami, probably not going to throw in some more Florida hockey. New York Knicks, they already got a couple down there. Denver, they already got Colorado. Toronto, already got the Leaves. Cleveland, I already have that. Boston, already has it. LA, Orlando, Portland, then Utah. So maybe they were the top attendance ranked team that didn't have somebody yet.
So here you go. When the Utah Jazz came to Utah in the 1970s, late 1970s, they didn't bother changing the name because the NBA sent it to Utah to basically die out. They didn't think the franchise would last in Utah, and changing the name would require too much time and money with rebranding and all. They could just sell the franchise that was already made. Then the team almost relocated in the mid-1980s and ended up doing a bunch of other stuff, but that's exactly why they didn't do it. And it stuck.
Karl
you
Malone
imagine?
saved the franchise.
Him and John Stockton in those short shorts.
They originally drafted Dominic Wilkins, but they traded him away for money, which helped the franchise stay afloat too. But
Man, being a guy that's a Pittsburgh fan, almost losing the Penguins years ago when they were pretty much for sale and without Lemieux and the people coming in and rebuying it, I was like, man, I got to be done with hockey. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could follow. I had a buddy that was a big Hartford Whalers fan growing up, and then they moved to Carolina, and he tried. He's just like, it's not that. You got the logo, you got the colors, they mixed them up, changed them. You know, It's just, like, would Tony go be a Cleveland fan, and then when they moved to Baltimore, would he root for Baltimore? Like, I don't know. I don't think he would.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't
weird
think
one, though, too, when they keep the records.
right.
With this, you know what I mean? Now you have Cleveland in there, but not Cleveland records because it's Baltimore. I don't. It's a weird
Well, it's
thing.
like St. Louis. It was originally the LA Rams, then went to St. Louis, then back to LA again. So I have some friends who were Rams fans that were completely like, nope, fuck them. I ain't rooting for them. Granted, easy to jump on the KC bandwagon, but it is in the States, so I get it being the other team to root for. But I know even here towards Kansas City, there's a lot of people who follow the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
They're real big St. Louis Blues fans, but
And it helps when they're
like,
good. They've been pretty decent the last couple of years.
I watched
I
them a
saw
little bit
this
with TJ
thing.
Oshie. That's the only
Yeah.
guy I fucking know, I think.
And he was Washington for a while.
Mm-hmm. And then made some Olympic moves,
That's
whatever.
the thing. The shootout in the Olympics,
Mhm.
they didn't have a rule for the shootouts, so they just kept sending him every time.
Yep.
I saw a map on something about baseball, and it showed all of the teams on a map, and a guy circled where it is and was like, yeah, Colorado pretty much should have the biggest fan base. Let me pull up this map. It's going to be a little tough to see because apparently nobody can put out a clean image on the internet. But look at this fucking area.
Wow.
And it's like, man, does nobody like hockey in these, or baseball and sports in this area? Like, look at the area Colorado has.
I think a lot too is they get so much snow up there too throughout